Anyway, Hudson O'Neal gets it done at Ocala. We thought we were going to have a first time winner in Clay Harris, but he slips up there late, or not quite. I wouldn't say late, but he slips up midway through the race. Lets Hudson get back by him to take the lead, and then O'Neal goes on to win. How many is that now for him, Lucas? Over 3, Lucas,
That's 3 Speedweek wins.
and 2,
All right,
Lucas.
one at Volusia. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, two Lucas.
2, Lucas, 1, World Outlaw. So 3 wins now on the Speed Weeks for Hudson O'Neal. And we end up with Harris does end up second. Heck of a run for him. Quite outstanding. And then Shirley ends up third. And I believe that was an all Rocket top 3, wasn't it?
Rockets top 3. Yeah, O'Neal, Harris, and Shirley.
All right. If y'all are new to what we've been doing here, we decided to scale a 1 to 10, rate the race, and I think we're averaging around a 7, I guess, maybe so far during Speed Week, something like that.
Yeah, it's somewhere around a 7 between all of them.
3,
Ready?
2,
2,
1,
1.
go. I can't see.
I'm a 3.
Oh, well, that's the pessimist in you, Jesse.
I'm a 3, man.
All right, so
I'm
I
a
get
4.
me and Joshua are 4s, and Jesse is a 3. I'll just say off the bat that you did have a pass for the lead, right?
Yeah.
You did have a big wreck.
2. You had 2
2
passes for the lead.
Yeah. You did have a big wreck, although we didn't get to see the what happened. You had a driver walk, I don't know, at least 100 yards down the track going after someone else before they stopped him.
Yeah.
What else did you have? Okay,
you had a story. Okay,
this is why I changed my
Go
number.
ahead,
my
Joshua.
number.
You
I was
had a
this. I was going to say this too.
compelling storyline, something that you were watching the entire race, which was initially, is Clay Harris really going to win this race, right?
Yeah.
Or first you were watching, and you heard it with Rigsby calling the race. He's like, well, I think Clay Harris needs to stay close here. He needs to hold on to second or third, or he could really drop. And it's like, and the next thing you know, a lap later, he's in the lead, right? But you're going from, how good is this guy going to do? Is he going to stay up here to, okay, he's in the lead. He's going to,
Right.
he's looking good. Then you're like, is he going to win this race?
Exactly.
Especially as it starts to, look like it's latching down. And then once he loses the lead, makes that one mistake, right? Now you're watching to see, okay, does
how far does he go?
Exactly. Does he, mess up here, right? Is he rattled? Is he going to mess up? And he didn't, to his credit. He got right back in there, ran O'Neal down, did what he had to do, took one shot at him there, tried to go high, coming to the white flag.
Didn't lose a spot, luckily. Yeah. That wasn't going to pan out. It just wasn't. But, hats off to him for giving it a shot. It's funny because me and Jesse were talking like, a couple laps into the race, and I'm like, man, what does he do here? What does Clay Harris do here? I'm like, man, it'd be nice if he could stay up there and get a top 5. I'm like, but gosh, that's going to be hard. You're seeing RTJ and Davenport, behind him back there, and it's like, oh, that's going to be difficult. And then next thing you know, he's passing Hudson O'Neal for the lead.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Are we talking about Clay Harris?
Sure, we're already into it. So,
I want to point this out. I had to take my daughter to gymnastics tonight, and you don't get good service in there, and so I really wasn't keeping up with what was going on. I missed most of the heat races, and I pull up when we walk out before we hit the road. I pulled up to see the results, and I did not pick Clay Harris. When I saw he was on outside pole, I was like, oh, of a heat race. I was like, I might pick him in dirt draft, and then I saw Davenport on inside pole,
right?
RTJ. Third, and I think it was it McCready?
McCready was
there. McCready was in there as well.
Was Shepard
Shepard and Whitener, I believe, were in there.
Yeah.
And the last thing I expected to see when I pulled up my phone
was him win the heat.
Was him winning ahead of Davenport, RTJ, and I think it was McCready, right? That was fourth, right? Like that is doing something right there. I don't know how it happened or didn't. I still haven't seen it, the heat race, but that alone for a young guy, a super late model rookie. I don't care if it's his home track. I mean, certainly that plays into it a little bit, but to be able to do that, like that's something, man, you can hang your hat on for a long time as a driver like Clay Harris.
Is that his home track, or just? I know he's from that North Florida,
surely it's one
area.
Of them. I mean,
right? He
definitely
has experience there, I'm sure. Yeah. But like you said, a super late model rookie, and then planning on running the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series for Rookie of the Year. I would say he's got to be one of the favorites right now going into it after his the solid performances he's had with Speedweeks so far.
So I
Yep.
did see someone asked in the comments, is he a sleeper championship contender on the Hunt the Front series this year?
Well, my opinion is it's hard to say because like he clearly is good and can drive a race car, but what's he going to do when he goes to tracks he's not as familiar with, or maybe he's never even raced at before? Is he going to be able to maintain that that level? And I think that's going to be difficult for him. And I don't know. I mean, it's not that he couldn't be competitive everywhere and have a good year, but I just know it's going to be difficult to maintain that level when he starts to venture out of that North Florida, South Georgia area.
I'll add, so he does have some positives going for him. Obviously, he has talent, right? Like,
Right.
that absolutely. He has, it appears, the resources with his team.
Mm-hmm.
Has a solid team and a crew chief in Brian Green that is pretty knowledgeable, right? Knows his stuff. So I'd say he's got the recipe there. But I'm with you. I he's clearly solid, not only to have the run tonight, but also to make all four Lucas Oil features. You've got guys struggling,
Yeah.
right? At same level as him. Even some veteran guys, I think saw Jimmy Owens loaded up and didn't run
Right.
V main, and
Had some
Shepard
bad luck
struggled.
in the heat race with some
Did he?
contact. Yeah, went from
Well, I mean,
third to
not only that, but to
last on that
dodge,
one.
to be competitive all week or the whole time, but also to dodge any, not get caught up in anything, is pretty solid for, yes, especially for a young driver.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Jonathan. When he gets away from these tracks he's familiar with, I'm not saying he's gonna, not like I'm not struggle mightily, but if you're not in the top 10, I think the Hunt the Front series this year, you're gonna need to be in the top, like you're going to need to average a top five finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think throughout the year, I think that's going to be a struggle for him when he goes to places he's not very familiar with. I think he's going to do well. I'll go and say it. I'll predict he's going to win at least one Hunt the Front
Right.
Series race this year. I would be surprised if he doesn't. I think he's, just based on his performance, I think he's probably the favorite for the Rookie of the Year. But yeah, I could see him being a top five
Yeah.
challenger in the points, but I don't know about a championship contender.
Right. Hey, real quick, thank you, Zach Boswell, for the $5 super chat. Good luck, HTF at All Tech. Get us a podium.
That'd be
That's the
nice.
plan. That's what we're hoping for. A couple of them. We did it last time we went down there and run with the national series, the XR series, back in December of 22. Finished
2 in a
third both
row.
nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just impressive for him to. I don't care if it's his home track, whatever. That level of competition, even at your home track, is impressive to go do what he's doing. And I think he could have a very Trey Mills like year on the Hunt the Front tour.
Right.
Trey came in and kind of you didn't expect him because to be really that good because he hadn't run much super stuff, and then he comes in and all of a sudden, like the third race of the series, he's leading laps, and it's like, man, this dude's gonna probably get a win before the year's over, and he wins like the very next race.
Yep.
So got his first super late model win and won the Rookie of the Year, top 5 in points. That's kind of what I would be looking for out of Clay Harris this year as far as the Hunt the Front series goes. But he's going to win a lot of races in one way or another going forward. Definitely be a guy to watch.